Hey there, soup fans. It's Amy with a Y. Amy and I have been having a ridiculously busy couple of weeks, so we weren't able to record a regular episode this week. So instead, what we're going to give you is our first conspiracy chowder that we recorded. This is bonus content that you get if you sign up on patreon.com. For as little as $1 a month, you get access to all of our bonus content, including all of our episodes of Conspiracy Chowder. So since we're lazy, we thought instead of recording an episode this week, we would just give you some conspiracy chowder for free to try to get you hooked so that you sign up on the Patreons. And we've also been busy guest recording several spots. We recorded for Embrace the Void this week. We both recorded separate episodes of Man Yells at News. So we've been busy bees. But we hope you enjoy this episode. If you want to hear more Conspiracy Chowder, you can head over to patreon.com/secularsoup and sign up as a patron, and you'll get all of the Conspiracy Chowders. We've got 3 episodes so far, plus one other little bonus episode. But our plan is to record these maybe once a month and release them for patrons. So next week, we will be releasing our live drunk cast that is scheduled for tonight. This is Sunday the 19th. Since we reached our goal of 25 patrons, we are getting ready to do our live drunk cast tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time. So if you're listening to this in time, you can tune in Sunday night, the 19th of August at 6 p.m. If not, it'll be up on our YouTube channel afterwards, so you can check us out on YouTube. Look for the Secular Soup channel, and you will see our live drunk cast with special guests. So I need to spend the rest of my day getting ready to be drunk tonight. So enjoy this episode, and we will see you next week.
Welcome to Secular Soup. Stay tuned for real talk about atheism, feminism, politics, parenting, and whatever the fuck else Amy and Amy want to talk about, because this is their show. And get ready for a whole lot of motherfucking profanity.
You want to hear a secret?
I won't tell anybody. Go ahead.
If I sit next to you, I'm going to get gonorrhea. It's going to jump into me. Just 2 ladies hanging out.
Is it okay for me to make fun of his neck waddle if I make fun of my own neck waddle?
I'm not sure.
That's a real ethical conundrum.
Would you know if you were born a lizard person, or can you be like adopted into the...
I think you know.
We're such professionals.
We really are.
Buckle up, bitches. It's time to have some soup.
I'm Amy with a Y.
And I'm Amy with an I.
And we're just 2 blueberries floating in a bowl of tomato soup. And you are listening to the very first installment of Conspiracy Chowder.
Yeah, you are.
This is going to be our series just for you special patrons, where we will, I guess, ramble about conspiracies and shit. So
I guess so,
Amy with an I has a topic for us today.
I do.
And what is that?
Raelians.
Right. And did we agree on if they're called Raelians or Raylons, Raylin? I don't know.
Well, it's okay. The leader is Rael, Rael.
Mm-hmm.
He is a sexy French beast who used to be a magazine writer who wrote about race cars and extreme sports and other things such as that.
Sign
And
me up.
His name was Claude Vorilhon. He was a amateur race car driver. And one day when he was driving out in the middle of nowhere in this place called, let me see, in the center, it's a volcano park in the center of France, he encountered a humanoid alien.
Cool.
Yes, and he told him a detailed explanation of the origins of people, which were actually extraterrestrial by nature.
Obviously.
And they actually met 6 more times. And throughout these meetings, he was given more and more perspective of humans' origins. And
okay, wait. Did they set up like play dates ahead of time?
So.
Or did he just happen upon him again?
Well, the first time he happened upon him, he just ran into, when I'm out in the middle of nowhere and I run into some rando and they tell me they're an alien, I believe them. Because
why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. So what do they gain by lying to me?
Nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they're like, here, let me make you my extraterrestrial wife. Done. We're already married. Yeah. Like this happened.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So why am I getting divorced then? No.
Because you didn't marry an alien the first time. Apparently. So you'll get it right the second time.
Apparently. So the name of the alien was Yahweh. Amazingly enough.
That's a coincidence.
It's a coincidence. So basically, the theory of Raelism, and this was in 1973. This is a new religion, and it's as crazy as Scientology as far as the aliens being the cause of a lot of things. Only instead of being subversive about their weirdness, they're right out in the open. Like they're like, hey, we are created by aliens. Here's our UFO. Like they're super open about it. So it's kind of like the whimsical side of Scientology, like where Scientology is kind of scary and creepy and stalkery. Mm-hmm. Raelians are kind of like sex parties. Like it's they're like the fun cousins of Scientology, and they believe in some really crazy shit.
If you believe in crazy shit, just put that out there.
Join the sex party religion. I'm going to join the one.
Why would you hide that stuff?
Exactly. So it started out with only 170 members, and now they have more than 85,000 members, that's an impressive number. But then it says in 107 countries. My town has almost more people than that.
Yeah.
Not my town, but the town next door. The town next door, not the big city that we are near. It has 117,000. So it's actually, my city is bigger. The one that I live near is bigger than, no, my town only has 20 something thousand. But no, the town next door has 117,000. So 185,000 members. You're like, well, yeah, in France, in 107 countries, less cool.
But hey, that's still more than Cognitive Dissonance has on their Facebook page. So give them some credit.
Fuckers.
Give them some credit.
So he has several books, Intelligent Design. And then there's one that for some reason I'm intrigued by it. It's called Sensual Meditation.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're for human cloning. But they're also really big on public service. They led this movement where they were trying to help women in Africa who had female castration. Mm-hmm. They were funding regrowing clitoris projects.
Wow.
Like that's actually clitoriusis. I don't know. So they were actually really they were actively involved in that, and they said over. Go ahead.
So far, I like them more than Republicans.
I actually want to join them more than any other religion. So over the years, Rael has inspired several public actions, from the promotion of the use of condoms in school to the promotion of masturbation to worldwide campaigns in support of minorities with the slogan, "To tolerate differences is not enough. One should love differences."
Oh, hell yeah.
To the disturbing request to have all religious books censored where they don't respect human rights, from support of human cloning through the funding of Clonaid to the promotion of GMO as the only chance for human beings on Earth to have food. From the creation of Clitoraid, their organization's called Clitoraid. I'm sorry, that's amazing. An association to help women who have been circumcised to have their clitoris repaired so they can experience pleasure again, to the call for the gathering of all African traditional chiefs to create the United States of Africa. Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, what got me prompted to do this is, so they're batshit crazy. But they're also kind of amazing.
But in a delightful way.
Like they have protests outside of state Capitol buildings and stuff, and they just strip naked during their protest.
How are we not Raelians yet? That's what I'm wondering.
I'm mostly a Raelian. So
yeah,
I was reading a bunch of things on it. They had their first female prophet since or not prophet, but they're called guides. They're called guides. Their first female one was way back in the 70s. And I saw this interview with her. And so they're forward thinking, they're ahead of the curve. They're, kind of wacky and funky. And I probably doubt most of them actually believe in the alien crap.
You think so?
But I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They're like cool as fuck. But what got me thinking about it is on our Instagram page, we posted something along with the Woo episode, and they were, it was followed by the Canadian Raelians, and they liked that. And they started following me. And so I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to follow you right back because you're amazing.
Canadian Raelians apparently are probably even better than the American ones. I would
imagine so. So, yeah, they followed us. And so they followed me. I followed them back. And I was like, do they know that we're making fun of Woo? And then I started reading about it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe, it's probably.
Maybe, yeah.
It's pretty amazing. I'm going to finish reading this thing. First they believe that Raelians are advanced races, or the aliens that we came from are actually more advanced. They don't have individual genders. It's genderless. So there's no sexism or any kind of conflict there. And there's no races. There used to be 9 races, but they've pared it down to there's just one race, and there's no racism because there's no point to that. And so what they're doing by trying to promote all this tolerance is trying to get humans to be as advanced as the aliens that we came from.
Seems like a big ask. Have they met Americans?
I don't know. It started in France.
Intolerant. I mean,
so what the theory is that there's been a messenger on Earth in every generation, but it was interpreted as a religious messenger. And so that's who it was Jesus. It was Buddhist. It was, different. Muhammad. It was the different religious leaders that was misunderstood. But they're actually the aliens that were here to teach us about the truth. Okay.
This makes perfect sense to me.
It fits right into Christianity culture. But they said that hold on, let me see. The Raeli's been doing this for 40 years. Okay. This expected messenger, like the previous ones, isn't supposed to please everyone, but to state what our creators are expecting from us. This is what Rael has been doing for more than 40 years now, traveling relentlessly while making the vow not to own anything. I wonder how he gets around. But to give everything towards welcoming our creators in the embassy that they requested be built before 2035. There's tons of years. They're not being demanding. They're actually pretty easygoing about the deadline. Like there's a fire station around the corner from me. They built that thing in like 2 months. Yeah. I don't know how up to code it is. But I mean, up 2035, that's like that's an easy ask.
That's a long way. Yeah. That's a long way.
That's not too bad. But maybe it's because he doesn't have any belongings and he needs to get the money for it. So,
I'm guessing that he gets around by flying coach. I
would imagine so.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just flies in a spaceship.
He's already better than Donald Trump.
So. Yeah, I would vote for him. So yeah, they seem super delightful actually. And he does speeches. He's a goofy looking guy, but he wears all white. And he comes out of an alien spaceship onto the stage. Like he wears all white. The white steps come down from like this white alien ship. I mean, it's delightfully
theatrical
goofy
too.
It's very theatrical. And I kind of dig these people. Yeah. And
I love some theater with my conspiracy cultists.
Yes. So. Yes. But it requires, in order to join, you have to require an official apostasy from other religions, way ahead of you there. And Raelian ethics include, the strive for world peace, sharing democracy, and nonviolence. I'm not sure about that last one.
Yeah. Do you have to pay to join? I mean, should we make that like a Patreon goal where if you give us enough money, we'll become Raelians? I'm
not sure. They have women-only groups. I mean, like this... I mean, more and more, it's not really conspiracy. It's kind of conspiracy theory because the conspiracy behind it is that we're actually aliens. The first time I heard of them was a couple years ago. I was looking up conspiracy theories because I collect them and I find them delightful. Their symbol is troublesome. It is a Star of David and a swastika inside a Star of David. And it's because they're trying to,
I'm going to say.
And this was 1973 or 74 when the religion was founded. So it's not like an ancient symbol that they didn't know anything about. It's literally a swastika inside a Star of David on purpose. And they explain that Let me find the explanation somewhere.
I mean, it sounds like just a really good graphic. Like they probably had a top-notch graphic designer on that, and it's eye-catching, you know?
It is.
You need to get attention.
It uses the swastika. Yeah, exactly. It's the religion frequently uses the swastika as a symbol of peace, which halted Raelian request for territory in Israel, go figure, and later Lebanon for establishing an embassy for extraterrestrials. So their embassies have been blocked for, certain swastical reasons. Swasticals?
Yeah. Swastika. That's a good word.
I like it. And a testicle.
Swastika-esque.
Yeah.
Swastikalish.
Swastikalish. We're just going to stop and laugh at ourselves for a minute. Very cognizant.
We take this very seriously, people.
I'm mostly Raelian at this point. The religion also uses the swastika embedded in the Star of David. Between 1991 and 2007, the symbol was often replaced by a vibrant star and swirl symbol to attempt to improve public relations, particularly with Israel. So I'm not entirely sure why they chose that.
I mean, it's an attention grabber for sure. If you're trying to get attention.
And they're trying to maybe take it back. But if
reclaim the swastika.
Sensual meditation, I'm into that. A set of exercises. Oh, it's an exercise book. It's an exercises made public by Claude Vorelhorn, Rael. It's practiced by members of the International Raelian Movement. Basically, they're an orgy group. This sounds like an orgy religion. I've never, I always saw those movies where they had like orgy religions or people walked in on orgy ceremonies. Yeah. I think this is what they were talking about, was this kind of stuff. So
is that what Eyes Wide Shut was based on? Just
maybe.
Raelian orgies.
What I'm saying is sign me up. But so I saw, I was reading something on it a couple years ago when I discovered this about them. Because it started in the 70s, most of the members joined back then. So it started out as like a fun orgy sex religion, and now everybody's old. And so it is still a fun orgy sex religion, but everybody's in their 60s and 70s.
Everybody's wrinkly and
it's not as hot as it used to be. Basically, it's just not we could add new life to it, and we can definitely vibrant that up. But
they probably need more young people. I mean, compared to them, we're young. Compared to everyone else, we're old. But
here it is. Seminars. They Raelian structure members who run the seminar have organized group exercises involving meditation with the senses. That's the sex stuff. They spoke to Raelians who practiced a Raelian exercise called sensual meditation and discovered playing fields where radical self-reconstruction and new forms of authority, sounds like BDSM, new forms of authority and new modes of self-relating, and edging, were encouraged. Music is also a feature of large gatherings. It's always good to have music in orgies. At night, Raelians have multi-ethnic Cabernet performance. Of course they do. Seminarists have used colored bracelets to indicate whether they wanted to be alone or a couple or simply meet people. It's a sex party.
Hey, I like the colored bracelet idea. I like the
colored bracelets or the colored cups.
I feel like, especially if you're going to go to like an atheist convention or something, I feel like there should be like bracelets or lanyards or something that signal like I'm here to hook up or leave me the fuck alone. Like, I think that would make conferences a whole lot better.
I'm going to confuse everybody and wear both of them.
Oh my God.
I'd be like, I'm here to hook up. Not with you.
Yeah. No, not with you. Go away. You could just switch them. Like someone could walk up to you and you could just put the other one on quick.
Real fast.
Really noticeably while they're watching. Like,
you find me attractive? That's adorable. Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, on a yearly basis.
I feel like the Raelians probably all just have to have sex with each other. Like, do you think they're choosy, or do you think because they're so
I think people can probably still be in committed relationships and be a Raelian.
Think so? Well, maybe. I mean, you could. Yeah.
Maybe they're just so much more advanced than us, they don't feel jealousy. But I feel
but what I'm saying is, like, if some older guy walks up to you and he's all jowly and wrinkly,
I'm gonna have sex with him twice.
Do you but what if you're not attracted to him? Then is it bad form to just turn him down, or do you have to have sex with everybody in the sex cult? That's gonna
have to be a question for the sex cult leaders.
Okay. Well, when we go to the workshop, we'll find out.
We will. Let's go to. I'm going to try to find a workshop. Okay. On a yearly basis, Raelian members organize seminars that are often attractive to the sexually adventurous.
Mm-hmm.
And they describe it as a cross between a nudist camp and a New Age retreat. I'm hearing old, wrinkly, naked people.
Yeah. Hippies.
Because New Age retreat. Yeah. Hippies. Spanish television. Yeah. Spanish television agency reported Raelian men and women in cross-dressing plays. Activities, because there's no gender norms so I mean it makes sense. Activities such as observations of one's own genitals and masturbation with them.
I do that daily already. So.
But they're sitting there like watching each other do that. Okay, I'm in. They taped couples having sex intense. These taped gained widespread negative publicity with news stories that describe these practices as perverted and a form of brainwashing. How is having sex in a tent a form of brainwashing? The tents were actually put up for the privacy of the attendees, and then they filmed them. Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, but I feel I
wonder
like
what their bracelets said.
Sending my kid to that tent to observe, I feel like at this point would be better than the sex ed they're getting in schools. So
yeah.
There's an alternative right there to fix our sex ed problem. Send them to the Raelian tents to watch the old hippies having sex and staring intently at their genitals, and they'll figure out a lot more than they're learning now.
They're pro-sex positive feminism and GMOs, and they've also protested against wars and the Catholic Church. All things I'm for here. And against. Plus, they watch each other like masturbating. Always a good activity. And they have sex with one another. And and
they're cool about it. Like, they're not all judgy. And
so I was looking at pictures, like Meet the Raelians and all this stuff. And the pictures are delightful. There's like, they paint themselves green. They take off their clothes at protest. Like, and there's one guy wearing like a vest that has like pot all over it. So they're also pro-weed.
Of course.
Like, there's nothing wrong with these people. Like, I want to join Raelianism.
Aside from the alien thing, I'm sold.
They don't believe in a god or a deity, but they believe in extraterrestrials. So they believe that all the gods and everything were actually just. It says former clergy of mainstream religions have joined Raelian Church, especially in Quebec.
Oh, of course, everybody's fucking crazy in Quebec. Come on.
Well, yeah.
I say that with love because that's where my ancestors are from.
Former bishop of the Mormon Church joined the Raelian movement so he could be openly gay. That makes perfect sense.
Well, yeah.
8% of
Raelians to be openly gay. I'm just going to say that
8% of Raelians worldwide are former LDS, which is Mormons. Religiously mixed couples are common, especially with spouses who are Christians or Buddhists. Okay, so 8%. That's not super high. The atheist movement is way higher in ex-Mormons, but 8% is still fairly high to have Mormons.
That's nothing to sneeze at. I mean.
But I get it because
Mormon and you want to join already, so
because they sound freaking delightful. I'm going to start Googling, Texas Raelian groups.
I want to hang out with some of them.
I think I do too.
Do you think there's any in Minnesota? We're not very fun here, so
let me Google that for you. Let me send you that link like a bitch because I can. I
have too much going on here to Google it myself.
Oh my gosh, you're literally on your computer right now.
I'm barely on my computer. I'm sitting in my chair with a blanket looking at my computer. So
I'm drinking my third whiskey and I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
And my car's in the shop, but whatever.
Just walk.
Maybe I have to work tomorrow. Maybe I'll just stay home and be like, my car's in the shop and I'm sad.
Say, listen, I had a long night talking about Raelians, and I think
you don't know what Raelians are?
Cult, so I'm going to need a day off to think my life choice is over because I may be making some big changes. And just tell them you need some time. You'll get it all sorted out by Friday.
Totes sorts. My 15-year-old hangs up on me when I start talking like that. I say probs, obs, totes.
I like whatevs.
Whatevs. Like I text him, he was like, "Oh my god, Amy," or not Amy. That's my name. And he's like, "Oh my god, mom." Yeah, right. And he's like, "Oh my god, mom, I am going to hang up on you. This phone call is going to be disconnected." And I'm like, "Obs," and he hangs up, and then he calls back. He's like, "Those are consequences, mother. Those are consequences." It's so funny. And I was like, I get it. I totes get it. And he's like, "Oh my god, mom."
I like to text mine and just be like, "Hey, you up, bro? Hey, bro. What's up, bro? Brosif, you up yet? Hey, dude. Hey, bro. What's up?
Yo.
And he usually just ignores all of my text messages until I text him to tell him that I planned his water park party and all of his friends are coming. And then I get a snap reply. So
I get okay as every response back to him.
I don't even
I'll say something and he goes, okay. I'm like,
I just get a single letter K. So that's a lot more than I get. So just K if I get that. But back to Raylands.
I have a story for our Patreons only.
Oh, goody.
So, it's office gossip.
Blech,
third whiskey.
I love Osif gossip.
Third whiskey, and I made this one strong because it was low in the bottle, so I was like, I'm just gonna dump it all in.
Mm-hmm.
So the office that I work in 5 days a week, but it's my second job. It's owned by this lady she's an interesting lady, and she gives everybody tests all the time, and she just judges people and all. It's interesting. But
so she's not a Raylan.
No.
Okay. Doesn't sound like it.
Could be. Maybe. No, she's not fun. I don't think she's having fun sex orgies.
That's where I'm going. Yeah.
Yeah. So her husband comes into the office yesterday. They own the entire building that we're in. And her husband comes in yesterday and he was like, to the office manager, he's like, walk over to the next door with me. And this next door around the side of the building is someone who's just been moving in. Like they just opened their business. They're moving in. She's opening up like a beauty school or something. Like they own the whole block. That's just what's next door, or the whole block of the whole strip center. And that's just what moved in around the corner. And so this lady walks over with them and she comes back over and he's gone. And we were like, what happened? And she was like, he taped an eviction notice to their door. She was like, I guess I was the muscle. She was like, I don't know what's going on. She's like, I don't know. And then he went the other way and, left. Like he didn't even park his car on that side. He was gone. And so they came back today and we were getting texts from the boss all day. Like, what are they doing? Are they moving furniture out? What's happening? And so we had to keep an eye on these people. And we were scared they were going to come in and yell at us because they're being evicted. And they were just gone. The owners were just gone.
We're just my God.
Bunch of ladies in an office just hanging out.
Nice.
This is super awkward.
Oh my God.
So we had to keep an eye on them to make sure they didn't steal any furniture or something. I don't know. It was really weird. So if I were Raylan, I probably would have, I handled it fine, but it would have been really.
You would have had sex with all of them and that would have made them feel better. And you would have invited them to your sensual meditation workshop.
Okay. Just the name of it. You can't call it an exercise book.
I heard sex is good exercise, though.
It's the best exercise. I wouldn't know, though. I haven't had sex in...
You don't know. Yeah.
I can't even remember the last time I had sex.
I can't either, and I'm married, so...
So am I, technically.
Shh, that's Patreon-only information.
Yeah, this is Patreon-only information. I'm still
we're telling you guys secrets because we love you and you send us money, so... I can't think of any other good secrets I should tell the Patreons that I haven't blabbed all over the regular podcast yet. No, I got nothing. I mean, I can bitch about my customers at work, but I really don't have any.
I was just going to tell them about the eviction notice yesterday. Super weird. And then she was like, was I the muscle? Like she's in her early 30s. She's just like this, she's just like a lady. She's just a normal lady. And we were like, why did he have her come over with him? And well, his reasoning was if he handed it to her, because it was locked, but if he handed it to her, he wanted her to not be able to say, you never gave it to me. He wanted a witness to it.
Oh, sure.
Which makes sense. But she was like, why me? Yeah. She's like, because I think that day, yesterday, there were literally 7 other people in the building. And she was like, why me?
She's the chosen one.
And so she was like, I was clearly the muscle. So she was practicing her high kicks all day. It's really, it's very fun where I work when the boss isn't in the office, but it's very fun. She only comes in like once every 3 weeks.
I have my own shop, which I'm sure I have mentioned before, but I had some ladies. My core demographic is like middle-aged women, probably 10 or so years older than myself. But these two, and I've been getting a lot of new people that stop in and check out the shop, and they all gush over it and tell me how wonderful it is. And I had 2 today that came in and, oh my God, everything's so cute. Look at all these ideas. Everything's so funny. And then they go to my scandalous section, which is where all the dirty word stuff is.
And they giggle.
God, it's hilarious. And then they wander around and they tell me how great everything is and how
And then they
nicely I've
leave
arranged
and not
it.
buy
And then
anything?
they fucking leave and don't buy a goddamn thing. Nothing.
Bunch of fucking bitches.
And there is cheap shit in my store. Come on. It's a thrift shop. There is cheap shit in
Right.
there. You can buy you can buy a fucking magnet for $2. Come on.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't be that
Exactly.
person. Don't come in and
Don't be that guy.
At least come in and just be a bitch and don't say anything and then leave. I can deal with that.
Oh, I
It's
could
when
be
you've
that person.
convinced me that we're friends now and that you think my shop is super cute and you're going to tell all your friends about it, but then you don't even bother to support me. Like, do you not get
That's what
how
I'm doing. You
capitalism
know that,
works?
right?
Come on.
Like, this is all part of I'm in the long con.
Yeah, I know. But
Luring- I'm
you're
lulling
so
you.
delightful about it that I don't mind. Yeah.
No, well, people actually, they will take the suicide pill themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually have to do anything because I'm just so pleasant about it. I wonder if Raelians would ever do that. I doubt it. They don't seem like a suicide cult kind of thing.
They seem way too chill to do that. Like, they seem like they're loving life. And
they're encouraged to do what they feel. Whatever matches the rules of the culture, and they live in what they live in. So basically, obey the laws of the land and do what you feel is right.
So how I live already anyway.
The majority of loosely affiliated Raelian movements have often strayed from following the rules concerning diet, drugs, and sexual activity. But, there is a tithe in proportion to their income.
Ooh.
But only committed members follow such. And they're really big on human cloning.
Human cloning. If there were 5 more of me, my life would be so much better. Oh my God. If there was one of me just to do housework and one of me just to be a parent, one just to go to work. I just need one
more of me.
I need one just to watch Netflix.
They believe in eternal life. It's going to happen through science, which I actually am on board with that. I think we will live longer and longer according to the advances scientifically.
I think so too, but I really don't want to. Like,
I'm not going to live the way I destroy my body. It's not going to happen.
No, I don't want to be 200 and falling apart. Fuck that.
Dude, they're anti-pedophiles. Sexual predators and guides who force missionary ideas against members are excommunicated.
I'm anti-pedophile too.
Well, they excommunicate pedophiles.
I just want to put on the record that I am very anti-pedophile. I don't want
That's why they attack the Catholic Church, because they hide and protect pedophiles.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're getting really into this. Should I be worried
I'm on their Wikipedia page. I'm on their official page, and then I'm on the Raelianism Wikipedia page, and then I'm on a Meet the Raelians on Gizmodo. And yeah, I've actually done some extensive research here, and I am in.
Okay. Do we have to?
I wonder how they feel about flat Earth stuff, because I like flat Earth stuff. Because I am. Oh, they believe the Garden of Eden was a large laboratory that was based on artificially constructed continent. Dude,
so
there's
not
answers
in
to everything.
Jackson City, Missouri.
I'm pretty sure it was in Jackson City, Missouri, though.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
So there's answers. Noah's Ark was actually a spaceship that preserved DNA that was used to resurrect animals through cloning. Tower of Babel was a rocket that was supposed to reach the creator's planet, but it failed. The Great Flood was a byproduct of a nuclear missile explosion that Elohim sent. After the tidal wave floods following the explosions receded, Elohim scattered the Israelites and had them speak the language of other tribes. So everything happened.
Everything in Ancient Aliens is legit.
So they believe it all.
And I should stop mocking it. Is that what we're saying?
They believe it. They actually have answers to. They said, according to Vorihan, Elohim contacted about 40 people to act as their prophets on earth, including Moses, Elijah, Ezekiel, Buddha, John the Baptist, Jesus, Muhammad, Joseph Smith, which formed the religions. Yep.
So they think
Judaism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, and Mormonism. All of them are true because they were based on the real prophets. Yep.
I'm getting more skeptical now. They don't believe in
souls.
Well, neither do I.
They expressed interest in cloning Hitler for war trials and retroactive punishment. But
that seems like a waste of time.
It's not going to be the same person, though.
No.
That's
and it's a
the
colossal
thing.
waste of time. And if you're going to bring somebody back, bring somebody interesting back who can add to humanity. Don't bring fucking Hitler back. He's already gone. Come on.
Yeah.
I just, that's
They
stupid.
mentioned they think cloning is the solution to terrorism by suicide attacks.
How?
I don't know.
I mean, if you...
Oh, because if you have a clone of yourself, then you can just send your clone in. So the
then they're
perpetrators
still
will not be able to escape punishment by killing themselves. They believe in bringing people back to punish them retroactively. Oh, it's
I'm not
stupid.
really on board with that.
I'm going back to the sex parties. I don't believe in this crap.
Yeah.
The sex parties, all in. Their exercise program, sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
The judgment stuff, embassy for extraterrestrials.
I could be convinced.
The base cost of 20 million with a landing pad that would serve as a spaceport for extraterrestrial spaceships. The location is intended in neutral territory, preferably Jerusalem, not neutral territory, bros.
Yeah, no. And if the extraterrestrial, it's fucking blatant. I'm tired now. The extraterrestrials are so smart. Why do we need $20 million? Why can't they just come build their own fucking landing pad?
So the leader doesn't believe in having any monetary he doesn't own anything. He doesn't believe in owning property or owning anything. So where is he getting this money? It's all donated.
And if you don't own any land or anything, where are you gonna build this landing pad? I don't.
Huh.
I'm finding a lot of holes in this now.
They're big advocates of being media. I can't even say this. A form of mediocrity. They're big advocates of being mediocre. They want to.
Sign me up.
Way ahead.
I love mediocrity.
Yeah. So they believe that world democratic peace would come if the electorate meet a minimum standard of intelligence.
Mm-hmm. But if we're all mediocre,
but they say that they need to be 50% above average for a candidate, but then 10% above the average for a voter. What the fuck?
See, I'm kind of on board with that. Like, I feel like if you're going to be in office, you need to be at least 50% smarter than I am. And
I agree. It's going to be real hard, though, because there's some
logistics we're going to have to work out. I'm not lying about that. But, there's some people who just shouldn't vote. And I should be the one that decides who gets to and who doesn't. So solve that problem.
The gas commissioner for the state of Texas makes me so angry. Every time I pump gas, I have this rage inside of me. His name is Sid Miller. I believe it's Sid Miller. And he makes me disgusted. If you ever Google him, he's a Texas agricultural commissioner. He is not a Raelian. He has never been to a sex party. Mm-hmm. But he's one of those people that he has these quotes, and you go to his Facebook page and you're just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, why is your name on every single gas pump in my state?
We don't have that here.
Good old boy with his white Texas hat and his cowboy boots, and he's disgusting. He is. I
feel like I'd be angry a lot of the time if I lived in Texas. I would just be in perpetual state of anger.
Oh, I went to his website. He has a gun. He's standing in front of a wall full of horns and bullheads in his white Texas hat. He has a lapel pin that's a revolver, and he's holding a shotgun.
As you do.
I hate him. Okay. Raelians. Let's go back to the sex parties. Yeah. So anyway, that's Raelians.
It's good. How
do I even get on Sid Miller? I don't even know. He just makes me so angry because I need gas.
Yeah.
I need gas. That's where my brain went.
And then you're going to have to see that name, and it's just going to piss you off, and it'll be a whole thing.
Every time. So it has actually been voted as a secte. It's I'm sure I didn't say that correctly. It's the French word for cult. But it didn't give, it was in 1995. It was voted as a cult in France, but there were not reasons for this classification. In 1997, a parliamentary inquiry commission issued a report through the Belgium Chamber of Representatives that categorized the Belgian Raelian movement as a sect. They stated that part of the sect is a cult, or part is a commercial website that collects large sums of money for those interested in human cloning. So basically, they're partly crazy cult people, and then the other part is just their movements. So
sounds very complicated, and they should just stick to the sex parties. I think they'd have more people joining, frankly.
Yeah, they invited Wired News into a seminar, and they gave them permission to videotape it.
Ooh,
they believe the footage they took. Yeah, that's what I was watching. I was watching some of it. That makes it clear that the Raelian movement is a cult, which should disband. A Raelian guide said in a Wired interview that he was not ashamed of what was shown, and he has no concerns about this incident. So, just sex parties and what was the name of
aliens?
The clitoris thing? I really liked the name of that.
Oh my God. Clitorade. Come on. It sounds like the best drink ever. You need to come with a drink called Clitorade. Just make it up. And then we can sell crafts that say Clitorade on them, and we can put the drink in the craft and sell them on our Etsy shop and become rich. So
it's as fun to say as vajazzling.
Drink your Clitorade while you're vajazzling.
Was fun to say.
I remember vajazzling. I never did it, but I remember it. It makes zero sense to me.
It makes zero sense.
It just seems itchy. Like, you know?
Oh, man.
That kind of irritation. Anyway. Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Until Sid Miller jumped in. Why the fuck did he join our party? Ugh.
He's a piece of shit.
So bracelets.
Recommend bracelets. I'll come up with Google the next conspiracy. We should do a rotating. I'll have to. This
isn't really a conspiracy, although they believe in some real weird stuff. They're not really. It's a cult, so I guess it's kind of a culty chowder.
We could call it conspiracy/cult chowder. That's kind of that's a tongue twister. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, I like conspiracy chowder. It's fine. They believe in conspiracies.
We'll just sprinkle some cult into the conspiracies.
Well, because a lot of cults believe or promote or are based on a conspiracy. And like, they believe we came from aliens. That's a conspiracy in itself. So
right. Yeah.
That's my rationalization for not changing the name.
I totally agree with you. I think that's
Do we do the regular outro?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, if they're patrons already, they already know how to find us on Patreon. And why bore them, frankly? I mean...
Do you guys want to hear Eli Bosnick? Secular Soup Creed.
We'll let Rich decide. Hey, Rich. If you want to add the Soup Creed, you go right ahead. You do you. These people will put up with it.
Did you say you do you, bitch? So rude.
I did not.
I heard it, Rich. I heard her say it.
Rich is so nice. I would never call him a bitch, nice. Although bitch rhymes with rich, and I think that's funny, but...
Richie bitch.
I would never call Rich a bitch, so...
I wouldn't either.
Well,
you did that.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for our first conspiracy chowder.
Tell your friends that they can have access to these wonderful things if they join Patreon, and we will have some more money, bitches, for you in the future if you keep giving us your monies. All right. Amy's out.
Bye.
Bye.